Hello, 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 Crossroads witches and other interesting magical beings. Always happy to have my returning folk. Thank you so much. And to new people leaning in, thank you so much. It's been amazing watching my channel grow these past couple of years. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe, like, and notify button. It really does help. And also lets me know that there are people out there appreciating what I'm doing. So with that said, we're going to start with, oh my God, I'm cursed. She said she was going to curse me and put me in a bottle. She said she was going to work these foul names of Latin against me. She was going to call demons against me. What do I do? All right, I'm going to give you old school Southern Conjure folk magic on all of this. First of all, I live my life on the basis that I'm being cursed. Someone is cursing on me, either intentionally or unintentionally, because both can be happening now, all right? But I just have that in my brain, and it just frees up a lot of spare time. So when somebody comes up and was like, oh, well, blah, 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 I'm putting her in a jar, I'm like, that ain't justified, so you just keep right on working, honey, because it ain't gonna bother me none. Now, what did I just say? I want to unpack a couple of words, because I started with what it ain't justified. It is not righteous. I did not do that, all right? And within folk practice, we work within justified, righteous type statements, all right? I mean, if I went out and did something terrible and somebody cursed on me, that's a righteous curse. I would have a whole different attitude about shit. I need to do some stuff. The first thing I need to do is get my life straight and get a spiritual bath and wonder why I made those crap ass decisions, all right? My grandma said, if you are standing in the light of divinity, ain't nothing gonna mess with you. What does that, again, mean? It means if you're living your life right, all right, you know your morals, you know your ethics, you're right with your ancestors, you are right with your gods, then, sweetie, you are already protected, all right? And in physical realm, where I'm like, what do I do to my space? Well, make sure you got you some protection, maybe some evil eyes. All right, make sure you got you some jewelry that's been magically charged. Different stones resonate differently with people. So don't be looking on the list like, oh, this is a protection stone, I have to use it. It may not be your protection stone. Spend some time figuring out which stones resonate with you and how they resonate, and making sure that you keep them charged. You say prayers on them. If your way's got under a full moon to charge them, do that. If it's to lay it on the altar, if it's to say, you know, psalms over them, pour holy water, whatever is your way, keep your jewelry fed, if that makes sense, all right? You know, make sure that your living space is, you know, in a state of order, you know, where there ain't no clutter in the corner, because negativity can take root in clutter. All right, if you can't see that corner, you don't know what's hiding in that corner. So it's about keeping your corners clean, making sure you got good energy flow, making sure that you are in a good space. And if all of these things are happening, and like somebody's like, oh my God, I'm going to curse you, or things like that, or I think I've been cursed, my first response is you need to go to your ancestors. If you've already got an ancestral altar set up, that's where you need to go up there and talk with grandma, grandpa, great uncle, so-and-so. If you don't have that altar set up, you can go to the graveyard and get a handful of your ancestral dirt. I know not everybody has access to this one. I mean, for me to go get it, I got to drive 6 hours down the road if I want grandma's dirt. She's not local to me anymore. She's in North Carolina, and I'm in South Carolina now. But I do have some of her dirt, because when I do go, I get my little dish of dirt. So I make sure that my ancestors are around me. My ancestors are protecting me. I make sure that my spirit guides, if I work with angels or if I work with lesser deities, I make sure that they are around me, all right? And whatever form, aspect of divinity you work with, God, goddess, it's saying your prayers to them, making sure you're right with them. And if all that is going on, I don't care what jar they're using, how many times they write your name down. Honey, this is water off a duck's back. It don't matter to you. Don't even acknowledge it. All right, it's one of those times where you just act like you didn't hear that and you keep on with your life. Now, I did say if the other flip side is that if it is justified, if it is righteous, you went out and kicked somebody's dog and they're mad at you, they have every right to be mad at you. You need to be working on making it right. You need to be having some sort of redemption, something, all right, to let spirits know that you're taking accountability for it, all right? And once you do that, that will break whatever energy they're working. And I know a lot of you young folks like to run around screaming you're cursing on folks and everything else, all right? The energy that it requires to bring up a good, effective working is a lot, okay? It's not something you just sit and do off a flat. If you're really gonna do a curse, it takes me a little while to get my ingredients, make sure I got my passion, my energy up in it, make sure that I'm at that corresponding time so that I know I'm gonna be hitting that most effective so I can send that curse out. It is a lot of work, and as far as I'm concerned, honey, most folks just ain't worth the ingredients. All right? Where folks in which carry that ability, folks in which have the knowledge of working in baneful magic, are typically the last ones to do it. It seems to be these ones in which have read a little bit, done a little bit, just enough that they know something, where they're just almost dangerous. And then they start running around. And I also want to do this one little caveat on this. If somebody tells you they're cursing you, they themselves have already diminished the curse. All right? To know, to will, to dare, to keep silent. If you're doing that type of a working, for real doing that type of a working, you ain't gonna tell no one. You'd be like, shh, over here in the corner. You'd be doing you a little something, something, and you know that that person's gonna get zinged on it. And the last thing you're gonna do is go run your mouth, all right? So, right now, I know we've got a little bit of social media. I'm cursing on, and these folks and everything else. And I think that it gives them a sense of power, a sense of control. I think a lot of folks are lost in the world and they're angry at themselves. And so they project that anger onto others. And that's when these proclamations of, I'm going to curse you. You were talking bad about me. You know, ooh, excuse me. Y'all, we got a little bit of a wind outside, so I got like a chill on my nose. These people don't have the power to draw up that energy. Very few do. And the ones that do have the power are very much aware of it, all right? And they are mindful. Typically, you have to go and really, really upset them before they do anything, all right? Y'all know what I'm just trying to tell you. I mean, I'm a happy dark witch. That does not mean that I run around cursing on folks, all right? And when you hear people saying that they're cursing on and, oh my God, I've been cursed, just keep the source in mind, keep a little bit of humor about it, don't take it personal. And remember, if you are living your life right, if you are right with your spirit folk, your ancestors, with your gods, you don't have to worry about these people, all right? That's my 2 cents worth on, oh my God, I've been cursed. And with that said, witches, get out there, fly those brooms, have a bright, blessed day. And as always, Amen, blessed be, ashe, and a babo.